Listen, you see what's going on. Lonzo Ball ZO2, the Chino Hills prodigy, gets his first dunk in nearly 3 years, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to break it all down. This is groundbreaking for Lonzo. We're going to get into a lot of different things, stats, the way he's been playing. Listen, here at Flight Sports, we got our eyes and antennas on everything involving the Ball family. Don't get things twisted, ladies and gentlemen. Uh, Lonzo Ball has been progressing pretty well from this injury. Ladies and gentlemen, we got to stop acting like Lonzo was sitting for an ankle sprain or something. This was something bigger, and Lonzo, his minutes have been going up and up. This dunk is coming off of his previous game where he played the most minutes this season, which was 26. Tonight, he only played 22 minutes. Clearly, you see the Bulls holding him around a certain barometer around 25. They don't look like they want to go up that. Um, I'm on record already saying that Lonzo Ball really is next season, really to really evaluate him. I know a lot of people want to rush and say, oh, everything needs to be right back right now. You know, um, he's on record already saying that he has a brand new knee, and he just did a podcast where he stated that it don't make sense playing 30 plus minutes and being out, for Lord knows how long. So the Bulls, himself, his staff, they all have to work, in conjunction and get this thing situated. So Lonzo's here for the duration, and it's bigger than just this season. Hell, it's bigger than the Chicago Bulls. This is about his professional basketball career and the longevity. You look at a lot of players who dealt with injuries, they didn't always come back in, maybe all-star form or the form that they was in, the very season that they came back is usually the next season and beyond where they return into form. You clearly see Lonzo, that first step is starting to move. It was a play early this season where he was the fastest player on the floor. He had got a steal and everything. You know, um, he's progressing excellently. And when you don't have DeMar DeRozan there, the floor opens up for the Chicago Bulls. You seeing him and Zach Levine establish that connection that they were supposed to have. Lonzo, make no mistake about it, he's not in here trying to upset the apple cart with any of the team or the talent that's on here. The Bulls kind of is like in a hybrid situation. They got a lot of young guys, they got some veterans. You don't really know if they moving in the Kobe Boozilla's route, or are they moving with the Zach Vooch Lonzo route. So it's kind of iffy there. And Kobe White, he fits right in the middle of both of the eras, you know. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens from here on out. But Lonzo Ball, man, we all know the electrifying player that he is and that he was, prior to going through that, injury that sidelined him for, it felt like it was forever, but we got to be happy that he's back. He's got the podcast. He pretty much started the podcast to give revelations and information when a lot of misinformation was being reported. Let's not act like Stephen A. Smith came out and said that Lonzo, and shout out, and I ain't got no disrespect to Stephen A. Here at Flight Sports, everybody then came up in the first take era, so we understand that Stephen A. He runs his mouth, and he came out and said Lonzo was having trouble, getting up from a sitting position. It was a lot of bad things that was pointed out. And Lonzo had to come out and call cap on every last one of them. It was, I don't know where the information even came from. And Stephen A has been pretty quiet on that. Lonzo told everybody that he would be coming back. People thought it was a joke that he wasn't going to return, but he continues to shock the world, y'all. And I think that's what's the most exciting about Lonzo Ball, his never say die attitude, because Lonzo is pretty good. He just got that big bag from Chicago, a few seasons ago. it wasn't like he was hurting for anything, you know, like he needed any income or anything like that. He could have very well rode out into the sunsets, with Chicago, and then the rest would have been history. But clearly, that's not the route that Lonzo, wanted to go. It would have been very unfortunate, because it was tough to hear him. And as a Lonzo fan, I want to keep it real. Like I want, you feel me? It was very disturbing and upsetting when I heard him say, he started the podcast because he kind of still wanted to have a lane if he didn't know if he was going to play, and as a Lonzo fan, you don't want to come into the realization that it was a real possibility that his career could have been over. And he has reiterated that Lonzo is not being shy about anything. I think some of his fans are being shy, but Lonzo has been real about this whole situation, and it has not been easy, and it has been a lot of ups, and there's been a lot of downs, but nonetheless, we're here. And to see him take off, for a dunk, you have to highlight this in the biggest magnitude possible. You have to. I want to see what's the future for Lonzo. I don't believe is in Chicago. I think Chicago's moving on. I want to know his next situation in his next couple of seasons. Where is he at? How close is he to that guy? Can he be a starter? Clearly, he's playing down the stretch, so it really doesn't matter if he's starting, whatever, if he's playing in the fourth quarter when it counts. I mean, obviously we want him to start, but right now he might not be ready to start health wise. So we just got to be patient. And us as Lonzo fans, that's one of our biggest issues: patience. Is something that we don't want to give. We want to act. We want everything to happen right now, and clearly, life doesn't work like that. It just doesn't. So it's just this is a tough situation for Zoe. But his fans, man, we wishing him nothing but the best, man. And it's excellent every time we get a chance to see him play, man. And I'm telling you, young kids today, I need to be studying Lonzo. Lonzo is a throwback, especially compared to what we seeing today. When you look at his stats, you're gonna see what 5 points. You got to look at the way he's infecting the game, just being on the floor. This guy just making the team better, just being out there. I mean, how many players in the league we could say do that just by stepping on the floor? The team is better. The IQ done went up 2, 3, 4 notches. You understand? So I mean, this is what happens when you're talking Lonzo. So I'm gonna leave it at that. This is a groundbreaking report, ladies and gentlemen. Lonzo Ball takes off. They took a loss tonight to the Washington Wizards, but nonetheless, for Lonzo, we got to give major props, for his progression. Zach Levine put up 32 big buckets tonight. Vooch came in with 12. You know, um, like I said, Lonzo, he put up 5 points, but he had 8 rebounds, 4 assists. So this guy is in fact in winning. You understand, despite them losing. Look what he's doing. The guy is out there, you know, infecting the game of basketball. And I'm gonna leave it at that. It's Flight Sports TV.